How are you? Good, and you? How was your way here? I'm so tired.
I'm not even sure how to begin this. Well, I guess I'll start by I went to see Harry Styles at Wembley. I initially planned on going this past Saturday or June 26th or 27th, I think. And I had front pit north, I believe. And I decided after seeing all the videos from Amsterdam and the first couple of shows from London that I really wanted to go to Rear Pit. So I ended up just getting a ticket for Friday, quite last minute. And me and my friend from Mexico that came for the Harry shows, we both went and did Rear Pit for our first Wembley experience on the Together Together tour. And, being at Rare Pet is interesting because you can't see Harry. I don't think I saw Harry once. And it was probably one of my favorite nights. Even though I didn't see Harry at all. It got me thinking. There's this interview that Harry did about this new album cycle and what music means to me and what he hopes people take away from it. And something I think holds true is that your audience is a reflection of who you are, what you put out there. And I think for a really long time, even before Together Together, Love on Tour, all that time, Harry has really made a community and an atmosphere for freedom and self-expression. I think that was a lot what Love on Tour was. It was just people being able to just be free and be who they want to be at the show. And I don't think Together Together Tour was any different from that. And as a matter of fact, I think it was a lot more powerful, simply because of the kind of music this album is about. It's a lot more energetic. It's a lot more fun. There's so much symbolism around unity, like we belong together and things like that just really create the perfect atmosphere for the best time of your life at Rare Pit.
I think I really love how for the audience that stuff is, you know? And I think it's like a real gift that they give to people to have. It kind of like recalibrated my understanding of what someone in the audience deserves, I think.
Deserves.
Yeah. Because they show up being so generous with their emotions and their energy. And I think to kind of recalibrate the idea of like, it's not really about me.
And that's like how I've always felt about live music. It obviously the artist cultivates the atmosphere, creates the music, but when it comes down to it, it really is not about Harry whatsoever. And this whole experience reminds me of the first time I saw 21 Pilots in 2019, because it was very life-changing for me. I think I was very mentally down. I wasn't in a right headspace. I was very negative, very depressive. And I went to that show, and there was this like sense of hope that was honestly cultivated just through the community, through the people that were there. You know, to be in a room full of like-minded individuals where everyone is so accepting and they don't even know you. Like, everyone is there waiting for you with open arms. It gives you a sense of hope that it will get better. And I felt that back then, and it was life-changing for me. I think music is so far powerful, particularly live music. And that's kind of how I felt at this show, this Harry show in the Rare Pit. Because the past few weeks, I've been in this very negative mindset. This time around, it's just like, you know, it's so fucking hot. The world is burning. There's trillionaires out there taking all of our assets and all of our money, which fucking sucks. You know, I keep getting promoted. I keep getting a pay raise, but my quality of life does not increase because the cost of living keeps increasing. So I'm just like catching up to the cost of living, really. And, you know, I was thinking of quitting my job and starting a new job. And it was just like, there was so much going on. And I was super stressed about the future and whether there would be any future at all. And then you get there and you're in this room full of people that are just dancing, and it just gives you this sense of hope that, you know, there are good people out there, and maybe we'll figure it out, and we'll figure it out together, even though I have no fucking clue who these people are. And I wanted to go back to the Rare Pit, so for closing night I went back to Rare Pit, and I think that was by far my favorite show, and one of the best nights of my life. Was again, did not see Harry once. I heard him, did not see him once. And I recall, you know, certain moments. Think Fine Line is a very special song. It's not from this album cycle, but it's a very emotional song that I think a lot of people relate to. And to see everyone just like laying down on the floor and just closing their eyes and crying and just feeling the music is such a beautiful scene to watch. I think also moments like seeing moms and daughters dancing together, and fathers and daughters dancing together, couples dancing together. You know, I think the last show was London Pride Day, so there was a lot of LGBTQ themed parts in the show in between Shania and Harry. So just seeing people with like pride flags and trans flags, and see, you know, boyfriends actually having fun even though they got dragged into the concert. Moments like that I think are very special. There's this video I have of Coming Up Roses, which is also a beautiful moment on the show where kind of like everyone just dances, and everyone dances with each other. And in this video I caught my friend Jime was dancing with this girl, and this girl goes, "So what's your name?"
What's your name?
that to me was a very moving moment, because it's two strangers, they don't know each other, they're there for the love of the music, they're there to have fun, and they're sharing this intimate dance together, even though they don't even know each other's names. It's a very beautiful moments. And I tend to cry sometimes at concerts. I haven't cried a lot recently. I think I've, to some extent, I am quite happy with my life, which makes me a slightly more emotionally stable, despite all the issues I was having those past few weeks with career and the world burning and whatever. But I think on the last show, I really broke down because there was this girl, and I think in the UK, if you have a disability, you wear one of those like sunflower lanyards. She was wearing one of those, and she had some headphones. So I'm assuming, because I don't know her, that she had probably some kind of autism. And throughout the whole show, she was kind of like with her family, I believe, just dancing very freely, singing all the words, dancing by herself. And when we got to Aperture, she was doing the Harry dance with, I think, 3 other girls, random girls. She was giving it all. It was just like, she knew it all. She knew the dance moves. She had the energy. Like, it's like the end of the show, and she's still like energy high. And then at the end of the dance, she goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, and like invites people to come mosh with her. And I don't know, I just started sobbing. It literally, it's the fact that she felt comfortable to do that, the fact that she felt free to do that, and that like no one was gonna judge her, no one was gonna hurt her or anything like that. She just felt completely free and safe. It just melted my heart, and everyone was like moshing with her. It was just I sobbed. It reminds me of a video I saw. I think it was at the Amsterdam shows. There was also this girl in a wheelchair, and during Coming Up Roses, someone was dancing with her in the middle of like this circle that people form during Coming Up Roses. And yeah, it's just like, it's moments like that it really gives me hope. It gives me hope about the future and what music means to people, and what the power of music and what it can do in a world that feels so divided, that feels so separated. To have that kind of unity and community. And Harry, in that interview, he also mentions a similar thing, which is like, some people have community through religion, some people have community through, I don't know, sports, like whatever the case may be. I think a lot of people find community through music.
There's something about people gathering on behalf of something that is so much greater than what we can understand in some ways. Bless you.
Bless you.
That I think is like, there is this inherent like vulnerability in people where we are all coming together, and there's like this admittance of like, we're gathering to something that we can't see and we can't feel all the time, and isn't necessarily as tangible as the things that are always around us, that feels like there is vulnerability in like admitting that we all believe in something, whether that is music, whether that is religion,
God,
whatever that is. And I think especially in a time where, the kind of belief in the eternal and religion in that way is lesser than it was in like previous times. I think we've lost like a lot of like ritual, I think, in that shift. And I think having these moments of like rituals of like coming together and believing in something, and it doesn't have to be God, it doesn't have to be X, it can be music or
the environment or
poetry or nature
yeah,
or whatever it is. There's something in like these times in which we're so isolated from each other and so divided. For me, it was like just very, like a beautiful thing to just see people come together.
You recognize that in the moment.
Yeah, I think like I got more from like looking at the crowds of strangers together than I couldn't see the Pope. It's like he was behind a thing. It was not like.
You had bad seats for the Pope.
I had bad seats.
Yeah,
I had
right.
really bad seats.
Yeah.
I was behind like a tree.
Yeah.
And it's the human piece of it that I think is like the way that we gather that I think is the most beautiful thing. And I think in, the threads between gathering in that way and gathering at like a show or a concert, it's like whatever side of it we're on, we're all kind of there for the same thing.
Collective transcendence.
Yeah.
We're all trying to get to another sort of level away from our heads and our hearts.
Another moment from the show that really touched me was when he played Sweet Creature on the last show. Obviously, insane surprise song. Like, I was freaking out. Everyone was freaking out. And there was this group of girls kind of like on their knees because it hit them really hard that Harry was playing Sweet Creature, and they were on their knees. I think a few of them were crying. They were just doing a big group hug and singing Sweet Creature at the top of their lungs. Like, that's such a beautiful bonding moment of friendship. And the fact that I got to see that and capture that is very special to me. There's obviously people that like prepare their outfit for these shows, and it's a big moment in their lives to go to a Harry show, so prepare their outfits. I saw these like people with like ties like as tops, like they made tops out of ties and shirt and like skirts out of ties. It's like people are so fucking creative in this community and so talented. Just goes the level of dedication people have for these kinds of things. But you also see like people just dressed up as fruits. On the last show as well, there were so many bananas, so many kiwis, which, Harry, why the fuck are you not playing kiwi? Like, I just don't understand the logic, but I won't get into it because it literally stresses me out thinking about the fact that he doesn't play kiwi. And yeah, kiwis, strawberries, bananas, and they all got together to like take a photo, which I thought was super cute, and they were all kind of vibing. There was this girl dressed up as a disco ball, both on the last night and on the first Rio night that I went to. There was also a girl dressed up as a disco ball, and on the last night there were also two girls dressed up as sharks, and that was super fun. So people kind of just like dressed up in all these like cute, fun costumes, I guess. There was these girls that were dressed up as like 1D members, a lot of dolls, a lot of Harry dolls, a lot of like One Direction dolls, which is super cute. I haven't felt like that in a really long time. That sense of hope that I think only live music can bring out in me. That's why I love it, and that's why I really wanted to record the show. Not really Harry, but the people. I think there's way too many videos of Harry out there. We don't need more. I really wanted to record the people, which is why I went back to Rear as well, because that is where the fun is at. I also found that I went there. Obviously, I don't have a photo pass or anything. I paid for my ticket, a lot of money. I'm gonna be recovering for a while from that. I took my phone. I didn't have a professional camera. And I found something interesting, because obviously I do record concerts a lot on my free time. And I think there's two things. First of all, having a camera in front of people, I think people have this inclination to pose or to like act it out for the camera, which I always, whenever I used to shoot concerts, it would bother me. It would bother me because I could never capture a true raw moment. And I have this camera right here, if I can reach out for it. It's like this very old camera that I do shoot with sometimes, and I do like this because I can be quite far away and zoom in. Like this has a 72 times digital zoom, so I can zoom in quite a bit, and I think it helps me capture more raw, real moments. But it was interesting because I was with my phone, and there's something about a phone that feels disarming to people. I think maybe because they're used to it. Also, I think because they think I'm just a random person, which I am. I am a random person, but I'm not like at work professionally. I was like 90% of those videos, I'm in the back of like behind the camera dancing and screaming the lyrics to people. So it almost feels like people are dancing with me rather than at me, which I think also changed a lot the kind of videos I was able to get, which I don't think I'd be able to get if I was there with a professional camera. So yeah, I think my point with this video is to say that live music is one of the most beautiful things in the world, and the Together Together tour is an incredible tour. It is not about Harry, it is not about the production, it's about us, about the community that has been formed through the music, the people that show up for 12 nights in a row for a Harry show, the people that probably went into debt for the show. Don't blame you, because I'm there. I only went to 4, but you know, I get it. I get it. There's no feeling like the euphoric happiness, hope that you feel at a live show. And that's moments like that that keeps me going. So yeah, I love Harry Styles. I love the Together Together tour. I love my friends. I love my boyfriend. And I love live music. Thank you, Harry.
I'm scared.
Me too.